Hi everyone. So this is an updated version of our Mental Health Awareness Month video. We did a video 2 years ago about depression. We had a conversation in a coffee shop about depression, our experiences. I have bipolar depression, and Patrice has clinical depression, persistent depression, and we just spoke about our experience in order to just share with you what we go through, and maybe it could help you in some way. So we're just giving you an update of how we have been coping and what has helped us over the past 2 years. We've been through a pandemic and are still going through a pandemic, and so a lot has changed, and we've had to kind of update our self-care, kind of incorporate more things to our self-care in order to just cope and get through each day with mental illness. And so we just wanted to give you that update. So, Patrice, would you like to share some things that have helped you kind of get through a day-to-day life living with chronic depression?
Hi, thanks for this updated video. I'm still alive.
Yes, you are. We're so grateful for that.
Yeah, I hope that is motivation and inspiration for people who are really in a low, frustrating, dark place right now. I've been talking to a lot of people who feel the same way. With or without a condition, life is very frustrating at the moment. Anxiety is extremely high. Pandemic brought a lot of uncertainty and change that we really weren't prepared for. And I just want you to know that the fact that you're still here, is still existing, is a massive thing. I'm sorry for all of those who did not make it through. I know that was a really difficult thing. I've through my mom and family, hearing about people who didn't make it through having the virus, and other things where depression led to ending their life. It was a very testing and frustrating time, and now we're kind of seeing the light, but I think people don't know that this too is an adjustment to getting back to our new normal of things. So just be patient with yourself. Literally take one day at a time. I can't think about tomorrow. I just have to focus on now, and just try to do a little better than I did yesterday. In saying that, my health has significantly declined through the pandemic, but knock on something, I didn't get COVID, and for me that is a massive accomplishment. So I have a GP, and then I have a psychiatrist, and then I have a psychologist, all who are very they're cheerleaders. And my GP said, Patrice, you're missing a big thing, that throughout all of this, your body and your mind still fought off COVID. And I feel to praise myself for that, until she brought it to my attention. So what really helped during that very difficult time? I know people who are accustomed to going to outdoors and beaches. Everything was locked down. Zadie and I would literally drive to West Shore or by the foreshore, and just park up within the hours that we were able to, just to listen to the water. I really don't care what other people say or how they judge the situation, because if they were in my shoes or in yours, I don't think they will be able to live with this every day.
Yeah.
I'm not being cocky by saying that.
Mhm.
I'm just saying that people shouldn't judge people.
Yeah.
You never know what's going on.
Mhm.
And yeah, even going for a little drive. We used to go literally to the supermarket as an outing.
Yeah.
Obviously with safe protocols, mask, everything,
Mhm.
distancing. Just to get out to the house.
Yeah.
It was anxiety. Obviously we had to talk to our doctors about, medication increase. Yes, and just by one day at a time,
Mhm.
having a routine helped.
Mhm. Mhm.
And we got through it. Now put on top of that, running a small business that we just kind of started in 2018, and bam, COVID hit 2020. Jesus,
Mhm.
like seriously, not motivation or inspiration to keep going within the times. But we are very spiritual. Well, I pray a lot to God, and everybody has their path, no judgment. I too believe in the universe and how you speak and stuff like that, very open-minded. And we just left it in the hands, and things would come to us, and that's how we knew that we are on the right path, and that's how we knew we had to keep going with Pink Boat.
Mhm.
Our family has been very supportive during the time with the business.
Mhm.
They also understood that obviously nothing is happening, so what do you expect to be happening, kind of thing.
Mhm. And then our supporters,
Yeah.
our followers, supporters, you guys who have been with us from the beginning, and you guys who have followed our journey and constantly giving us words of affirmation along the way.
You're a big reason
Yeah.
that we keep going,
Yeah.
even in the hardest times. It's like, oh gosh, it's like
Yeah.
we're getting out there slowly.
Mhm.
But we have people who do appreciate our work,
Mhm.
and this is part of our purpose.
Yeah.
One of the reasons. This is one of our passion areas, to really just, the whole nostalgic thing with Pink Boat, and providing some peace of mind, some stress relief through our art. Yeah, very grateful for that. So thank you to all that have been supporting us during this time, and not being negative about, oh my God, well, you want to consider doing something else, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and we just want to encourage you, if you have a passion, if you have a dream, a goal, especially if it's a creative or creatively oriented goal or dream that you've had for a long time, but you're afraid of making that leap of faith, just go for it. If you have something that you've always wanted to do and you really believe that it's what you're meant to be doing
in your heart,
in your heart,
mind. So.
Yeah, don't let fear keep you back, because you can be so happy and fulfilled doing it. And we get up every day excited. I get up every day excited to go into my art studio and into our workspace and just start painting for people, and the joy that we bring to people is just so encouraging, and we just want to keep going and keep bringing joy to people, and that is just the most rewarding thing. So yeah, we highly encourage you to not let mental illness keep you back, because it does not have to keep you back by any means from becoming the person you're meant to be.
Your circle is very important. People have this thing about, family should be supportive, and sometimes they are not. My parents are very old school East Indian, so there was a lot of tension moving from a very structured, career oriented path for me to doing a 360 and just diving into the creative world, which I had hidden. I am somewhat A type. Is it as we call it?
Type A
Type
personality.
Type A
yeah.
personality with structure, order, planning. But then I have this other side of me that I never really tapped into, and that was one of the reasons that Zadie came into my life, because that's how I believe things work. And yep, in 2018, my job let me go because of the financial condition of the economy, and that was my time. No thinking, bam, I wanted to do this. I was coming home every day crying. I was just fed up of being in an office stuck, and Zadie encouraged me, her family, her mom, helped me to get little shoots going, and I'm very appreciative of that fact. One thing that I do admire, they don't try to, put a pin in your creative flow.
Yeah.
And yeah, little by little, I got out there. I don't think I'm fully out there because still battling mentally, but I'm getting back the excitement to pick up the camera and go on road trips and to bring more lovely pictures to you all so Zadie can paint, and also to keep my photography account updated, which I really appreciate everyone who takes it in. And I'm going slightly off topic here, but just bear with me. I don't really talk that much.
Yeah, and if I can just say that I'm really grateful that Patrice is open to exploring her creativity, because it's just such a gift to the world, and just to be able to paint from her photos is such a beautiful thing. So I'm just really grateful she was open-minded enough to explore that, and to birth Pink Boat Studios with me and share it with the world. So we're just really grateful that we can share that with you.
I can it doesn't have a time limit there.
So yeah.
Does it? What?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's very intimidating. Listen, I'm a very real, honest person. I just gonna say it as it is. It's very intimidating to be a woman in the photography world. I know of a couple female photographers who rock, who are badass in Trinidad. But the males tend to be a lot, and they, they have their thing going, but there's no envy or judgment. I'm just saying that me with a mental condition too, it's hard for me sometimes to produce stuff because the motivation isn't there. And I think everybody kind of goes through a funk sometimes. I've saw other photographers who say, nah, just not feeling it right now. And but I will continue to do this. This is part of something that I do enjoy. It's so funny that before the pandemic hit, I was like, oh my god, I'm running out of places to explore. I can't shoot this 5 times again, you know what I mean? And then bam, the pandemic hit. So now it was like 2 years after, and now these places have changed in some way. So now I get to re-explore with Zadie and capture new stuff and bring it towards some input in Pink Boat Studios. Anyway, back on track. What was I going to say? Yeah. So basically, there will never be a right time to dive into what you love. Ideally, I would say you need to have some savings, because it ain't all a bed of roses. It's going to be, unless you're one of the lucky people who have, investments or people supporting you with money and stuff like that. Yeah, just make sure you have a little savings, and yeah, just do what you love, put it out there. It doesn't matter if somebody else is doing it. It's your way, it's your vision. Um, if every photographer looked and said, well, this person is doing nature landscape, yeah, really, no. Everybody's perspective and view and the way they see things is different, which is the beauty in life, right? So, yeah, just go for it. No time like the present. I have a very strong core belief that a mental illness will not ruin my life. And every time that I'm at my lowest, and I have come to be very honest with you, recently I have dipped very low to the point of wanting to give up. And I've never felt so scared in my life, but yet I understood why people with severe depression would want that escape. Sorry if this might be triggering to people, but it's the honest truth. And I think people relate to honesty and vulnerability, so I'm an open book. Of course, I didn't do anything. I'm here, but I'm just saying, if you do have really dark thoughts and if you're planning something, please call a neighbor, call somebody, drive yourself to any emergency of any hospital and just tell them I'm having suicidal thoughts, and they will take it from there. There is no shame. People are aware of these things. We need to stop the shame attached to having a mental condition. It is not something to be ashamed of or laughed at. If there's anything, you should view the person as a very extremely brave and strong individual.
Yes, definitely.
To deal with that every day.
Yeah, definitely.
Right? And I've seen people who have a condition who have to go to work for 8 hours and then they have to come and, attend to their family. And I'm like, oh my God, props to you. But I'm just reiterating that medication is not a bad thing, and it is needed for parts of the time. So don't be scared to ask for your doctor's honest opinion if you should see a psychiatrist. It's also costly, but I believe in the medical centers, right? Like
clinic.
Yeah, the clinic. Yeah. You can go 16 days and see a psychiatrist.
Yeah.
And he will prescribe you medication, which will then you go to the pharmacy and
you get it free.
Yeah, so there is a way. No shame in that. Zed, you went through that system.
Yeah, I did.
And it's a bit, you have to be very patient because we all know how Trinidad moves, right? You're going to sit down for a couple of hours, but at the end of the day, you're getting help. They're not the best in terms of providing counseling and checking up on, because it kind of like someone called you, but then it never materialized.
Yeah, I mean, it's the help is there. It is there for you, but you might just have to call them and say, hey, remember that you're supposed to call me this week, that kind of thing. You might have to check on them and say, remember, you're supposed to call me this week. But I mean, the help is there for you. So
and
there are ways. Yeah,
I think surprisingly that Trinidad has been very open about mental health and providing support. I know there are a lot of hotlines and a lot of counselors who were listed during COVID to call, and they still do exist. So maybe we can probably provide a link, the thing that you sent to me recently. Yeah. We'll post something. We'll list the numbers. It's not a perfect scenario. I know every part of Trinidad is suffering in some way, and I'm just here to tell you that I'm still here, I'm still fighting, I am still trying to manage after a breakdown or two. I did not end up in the hospital, thank God. I know the dark places that your mind can spiral to.
Yeah.
Having people who have the same condition or similar around is very comforting because they understand, they get it. I have about I have 2 people that I connect with well on Instagram because they go through the same thing. And anybody, I'm just putting it out there, if you do need to reach out, please do. I may not answer the same time because I too am just getting back on track and keeping my head above water. But I will listen to you and I will reply, and you can, definitely message me, to ask more questions, or if you're in a crisis, I could recommend who I go to. I can't recommend medication because that's out of bounds. So one more other thing. The closest people to you are a family, sometimes are not the people who will understand. And in that, it's because sometimes they're a bit older, which I want to break that, I won't say excuse, but explanation. Because I do believe that everybody could evolve and if it's just one step forward, if provided the right information or video, the best way to receive information, right? Your support may not be your parents, it may be friends who have similar things, and that's okay. It's hurtful, but that's okay. And but you can get the people that you go to, the medical practitioners, to try and explain it to them and provide a better understanding, and they can learn to be more supportive. Right? So I just want to encourage y'all. Some days are going to be rough, but just try to focus on just today. Also, some little things that have helped me to get through the day are okay. Is either you don't eat or you comfort eat, right? And anything that will help you to make you feel a little better. Ice cream, crying your ass off, watching your favorite movie, anything. Just focus on what will make you lift your mood just a little bit to carry on. Calling a friend, messaging, taking a drive. Definitely for me is going to the beach and entertaining the waves. What else? Editing
Nature.
photos.
If you can get into nature, with a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, walking in nature.
5-minute walk in nature.
For me, I have a strong passion for music, because I was brought up with my dad constantly listening to stuff. But for me, I do edits, and I do edits with music, and I do editing photos. Also coloring has helped me a lot. In time we do want to have a coloring book for adults and kids, linked to Trinidad and Tobago. Listen, there's nothing you have to have, there's no shame in doing anything once you're not hurting people that makes you feel better, right? And as you get older, you don't really give a F about what people think. you do what is best for your mental health, even if that is having boundaries with family members, friends who are not really, um, a good influence right now. Also very important, your social media feed. You do not need right now to be comparing yourself with where you are to people traveling around the world or Tobago or, wine and jamming while you going through a depressive episode, right? Log out of Instagram. The world is not going to end. If you do that, you're doing what's best for your mental health, or cleanse your followers, right? And follow motivational stuff. Follow people who have, inspire, things that you like. You don't need to be watching and comparing your school friend who have 3 children and married and you sitting on your bed crying and stuff. No. Alright? You're here for a purpose and you're here to follow your path, and that will be different to other people, and that's fine. You wanna hire me as a motivational speaker?
I am loving all this good advice. Yeah, it's great.
I'm older.
Yeah.
I've been through.
It's really good advice.
It's just casual talk. I'll be 40 this year, and I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about people and about boundaries, and sometimes doing the things that are uncomfortable for you to do, but it's best for your mental health. And yeah, there's no age limit if you want to start learning anything: riding a bike, skateboarding, surfing, swimming, start reading a book, doing a course. You go and do what you have to do, right? Whatever makes you happy, right, and gives you peace. Right? At the end of the day, your mental health is very important. Only you know what makes you feel better. And it just adds when you have like one positive, understanding person in your corner. And that doesn't have to be like a best friend or whoever. It could be someone. My people that I lean on to, well, besides Zadie, are people that I communicate through over Instagram, and I met one in person, the other one not yet. And then recently some friends have been going through stuff too, so these people obviously I know. But I'm saying, you have to find your circle. Ask the universe for your circle to bring the right people into your life, right? I'm gonna cut it there. Just keep on trucking, and we will continue to try our best with Pink Boat. That's our baby. We have so many big things planned. It's just for the right timing and for it to happen. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for listening, for being here with us. I know there are so many other things you could be doing right now, but we really appreciate your time, and we hope that something in this helped you in some way, and that it can make a difference in your mental health, in your journey. And just know that you're not alone in your struggles, and just be well, and that we're here for you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.